Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're coming back, and this is gonna be a classic read, so let's dive right into it. And we'll start with an oracle card as always, and today it's gonna be the Cosmic Journey Oracle. Let's see what's going on, and the first card is gonna be for Divine Feminine's Watch. Hope you're doing great. Tomorrow, most likely, I'll do the ancestor message, and also today I'll continue publishing my March forecasts on my other channel, so watch out for that. So Feminines, you have card number 34. You are perfectly imperfect. I apologize for the noise. My neighbors are playing with their dogs, but yeah, hopefully they'll get quieter. So yeah, this is essentially reminding us that all aspects of our personality, our gift set, and our personal history is part of our treasure, is part of our legacy, right? It's not something to shy away from, but something to acknowledge and turn into our power, essentially, right? This week there's also a big event with Chiron shifting its position, and Chiron is an asteroid that's showing the position of a wounded healer, so to speak. So it's essentially like the placement of it in your chart is going to be the placement of like the bigger wound that is going to be going like a theme through your life. And of course it will and should develop into and be in a better space as you go through certain life experiences and as you heal, and essentially you study that aspect, you study that theme, that topic, you become an expert in it, right? And that's how you can then help other people deal with certain similar situations, issues, problems. For masculines, we have number 29, to be enlightened, lighten up. Yes, this is a reminder to maybe do something light and joyful this weekend, to leave your troubles behind and not worry too much about the bigger goals or problems or, chores and errands, but do something that brings joy and fun and helps you lighten up in your life, and see how that energy will start flowing, will start shifting, and you'll know it. Like, before you know it, you'll see the resolution to your problem that maybe you felt like you were stuck in, or it was going to take a lot of effort and time to solve, and then suddenly that aha moment will strike you when you lighten up and when your energy is in a more flowy state. All right, let's get into tarot now. I'm still doing some experiments with my new camera, and I figured out that by default it wasn't recording in an HD quality. So for now I'm back to my phone, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll figure it out. It did load my videos much faster, which was amazing, and I was so happy that I didn't need to wait for like half an hour or an hour for my video to load. But then there is a drawback to it, right? Because the quality isn't nearly as good. Anyways, so bottom of the deck that we have is the Knight of Wands. In this deck, this card is a lot about being on the way of removing the mask and revealing the true self. This is like, okay, I know that there is some stuff I need to deal with, and this is like acknowledging the progress that I'm dealing with it. I'm definitely not there, but whatever it is about. And actually we'll see with the clarification now what is it about. Queen of Wands, of shining your light, showing yourself to the public, right? Like, be more bold and brave, which is just reminding me that I'm starting a show with Bold and Brave TV in April, and I never realized that connection with the title. Oh my god, this is my light bulb moment today. This is my inner masculine lightening up, but it's amazing. Thank you for that. Anyway, yeah, so this is about being more bold and brave and not being afraid to show up in your true essence, the way you want, not the way people expect you to show up. Okay, so for feminines, the energy is oppression, clarified by Ace of Pentacles. This is the 10 of Wands energy, right? So there is a cycle of oppressing your inner wants and needs that's closing, right? And it's opening if you continue, and if you tie it with a nice bone and you do that transmutation, it will turn into this new opportunity. And usually we are rewarded as we close karmic cycles, we learn our lessons, we are rewarded with some beautiful new opportunities in the physical. And for some it will be an actual business opportunity, for others it will be a new friendship, even I'm hearing, and or maybe just a new activity or hobby. And for some people it's a more healing opportunity. Wow, it's interesting. Like, how would I say it? With this oppression, that putting that oppression behind you and releasing it, where you probably were oppressing yourself. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you. It's like self-inflicted oppression, and especially with the cards that we were just talking about. So you're removing that, you're leaving that behind, and you're clearing up space for something new and beautiful. So after the depression, healing comes in to kind of continue closing that out and dealing with that wound, with that limitation, limited belief. But then you need to fill up that space with something healthy and beautiful. And that's what I mean by that healing opportunity, more of a healthy content, whatever that is, right? Maybe it's healthier relationships and friendships, and someone new comes in who will just rock your world in that sense, right? Maybe it's an opportunity for taking care of yourself and finally starting that fitness routine, or changing your diet the way you've been wanting for a while, right? Like, it's taking care of your health maybe directly, right? Like, there was a health issue but you never really paid too much attention to it, and now you have the power, the motivation, and the inspiration to deal with it. Beautiful. For masculines, we have stillness, clarified by temperance. So both of them are about taking time, about slowing down, about being patient, right? About trusting the process and letting it happen, right? So it's a lot more about being than doing. This is connection with the inner feminine energy. And even with this card, like, I can see the connection, right? It's like, don't think too much about like accomplishing targets, reaching goals, right? Like, am I where I was supposed to be, or competing with others? Like, it's not about that. It's the opposite. It's like, enjoy where you are, right? Like, savor this moment, lighten up, and see how you can have fun with it, with whatever is happening right now. And if anything, like, look at yourself and take care of yourself, right? And look within what your true needs are. Both of those cards are about more of quiet and quiet place and place of solitude, rather than being out and about among people. The additional question, we have happiness, clarified by 6 of Wands. Happiness and victory. Beautiful, right? This is the 9 of Cups card in this deck. And so the additional topic is like the wish coming true for the twins, right? Like, becoming public, right? Twins presenting themselves with this new, whatever it is, wish coming true. And what is it for the feminines? Queen of Swords, clarified by death and rebirth. So the feminines finally realizing what they want and how they want to build their life. Not necessarily just like following the flow with what is happening right now, because you know what they say, like, there is like it's a very fine line with the follow the flow kind of message or energy, because on the one hand you want to follow the natural flow of things, right, and not to disrupt it with your personal agenda. But on the other hand, if you go too far into just follow the flow, then essentially you're going to be in a stagnant space. And if you were not in your like well, I don't want to say ideal place, but that's kind of like happily ever after place already, then of course that means like maybe you're not there 100%, maybe you were there 70%, which is not bad, right? But if you just follow the flow and just stay where you are, you'll keep staying at 70%. And maybe with time you'll even fall into like 60. Because if it's not 100% in alignment, then you'll start feeling the negative impact of that. So this is about like breaking out of the mundane and the status quo and going for something bigger and better with the energy that we saw, right? The bold energy, right? So this is like, and that's where death and rebirth comes into play, right? Because it means that certain things need to change completely from where they are now. Either they need to go to free up energy and space for other stuff, or the quality of it needs to change, right? Relationships are a great example, although they're a much more vast example, right? Like certain things, certain relationships, certain people that just don't fit in, right? Just need to go, right? And you are focusing on something that's healthier and it's bringing you a lot more joy, and where you know that you can rely on people, that you can trust them, right? And like maybe there will be a lot less of those friendships, right? But they will be really treasured and valued, and that's where you see the value now. So it's like revisiting the value of life and the quality of life and how you want to change it. And opportunities for change are coming around because it's a major arcana, so you're being pushed into that direction by spirit. Okay, for masculines, their wish come true is Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the Tower. In this Knight of Pentacles, the guy is actually fighting a dragon, which is an interesting take on this energy, right? It almost like taking the pentacle from the dragon. Just interesting, right? So it's like they see that things start happening the way they want and their wish start coming true when they take matter into their own hands, right? Where they don't just comply with what others are doing, what's the industry about, what do my friends and family expect of me, but when they are just like, okay, I see my goal and I'm gonna go for it the way that I see right. Some dragons on my way, I'm gonna slay those dragons, but I'm gonna bring my happiness to me. I'm not just gonna wait, or I'm not just gonna be putting in hours hoping that one day something will happen and it's gonna be a success, right? And this is like that breaking truth. And for some masculines, it will come at a price, meaning that certain projects that they've invested hoping for the best or following somebody else's steps are not gonna work out. It's just not gonna bring the results that they expect, right? So then they will start looking outside the box and creating something more original. Sorry about the noise, guys. Okay, messages from the masculines, from feminines to masculines. Temperance, clarified by Nine of Swords. So now the Temperance. So it's like the feminine actually recognizes, but it's interesting because the other card here is stillness. Here it's anxiety, very different energies, very different. So the feminine can see that there is lack of that balance right now, of the feminine and the masculine, and of trust in the divine process, right? Like there are a lot of changes, a lot of moving pieces, and that causes this uneasiness on the masculine side. And so feminines are sending the vibes and asking masculines to be patient and to trust as much as possible, to kind of breathe into it. Like when you're doing stretching exercises, and if you're like pushing your limits, right, you're supposed to breathe, you're supposed to relax into that position, right, into that motion that you're doing, whatever it is. The more you're going to be tense and the more you're going to resist, the worse it's going to become. So you're actually going to make it worse, not better, right? And not to mention that what you resist persists. So you don't want to resist in the process, because then you'll have this anxiety persistent in your life. You want to release that tension and let it breathe, whatever that means for you, masculine. Message from masculine to feminine. Virtue, 3 of Wands, clarified by 2 of Wands. Yeah, so masculines are saying that they're trying to make better choices in their life, and they know that deep down that will lead them on the path, or they're essential when they're making better choices, they're getting closer to their union with feminine. They're automatically on the path to union. So they're trying to deal with it like one step at a time, one cycle at a time. They know there's a lot to handle, to look at, to deal with. And so they're just meticulously going through it, cycle by cycle, topic by topic. And on the one hand, praying for knowing what to do. It's like a serenity prayer, you know, what to do and what they can change, what they just need to accept. And on the other hand, the 3 of Wands is like not just dreaming, not just wishing, but actually taking steps, actually making effort for things to be better, to be happier, to be healthier. And that's what they're focusing right now, learning what that is for them and moving into that direction. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. The barking didn't stop, so sorry about the noise, but I'll be back tomorrow with the ancestor message for sure. And make sure you check out messages on my other channel for your March predictions. I love you all, and I'll be back with my readings very, very soon. Bye, guys.